This is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Welcome to Dig on America, where we speak truth to power. Every week, we give you the dig on how American history, policies, and media created the social and political issues we face today. DOA is independent media supported by listeners.
Real quick, last topic. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, no, day before yesterday. I flew home from Chicago to California. And as I was on my way to the airport, they had this crazy judge who was deemed not qualified by the American Bar Association, who overturned the mask mandate for airplanes. Now, I hate wearing a mask the same as a lot of people do, yet I do it because, I realize that they work.
Oh no, they don't. Masks don't work.
It's right, but it's also honestly, even if you don't believe it works, it's not a muzzle. It's not a restriction on your freedom. It's not really a big deal. Okay, especially now. I've been super honest before. Like with my son, they should have some better ways to enter this conversation when it comes to people with special needs. By the way, next week's dig will be on autism. So, because it's Autism Acceptance Month, so here's a couple of thoughts that I have. One, the judge is looking to be a hero because her precedent, if you read the reason why she overturned it.
What state is the judge from?
Florida, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. And and this is unrelated to my thought on this, but just for the record, she said that the CDC
overstepped.
Her words were is that they exceeded their statutory authority. I tried to get Attorney Anna on to discuss this, but she was unavailable today. Maybe we'll have her back next week or something to talk about it. But the point is that she said, oh, well, masks are not a sanitation device, and then described as a sanitation device like Lysol. Yeah, nobody said that it was a disinfectant. But, why do people wear gloves when they are at work fixing the motor on your car? Because they're trying to keep their hands clean.
That don't matter, man.
It's obvious stuff. But
don't matter.
The point of the matter, though, is for that. I just want to get it out there. I think the judge's her ruling was stupid. Now, that being said,
Florida.
I'm super happy to have the mask mandate be over when the numbers are saying, hey, it can be over, right? If that's now, then that's fine. Okay, but the point is, if you had people who literally had this mask mandate end in the middle of their flight, if you're an old lady who was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go see my son because I want to go see him while the masks are still on because I'm diabetic. And in the middle of the flight that you took under the understanding that there would be masks on that airplane, you have people ripping their masks off. There's no way they should have said here, the judge should have said it will end in 48 hours or 24 hours or whatever. The way that they did that was stupid.
That's not splashy enough. It's Florida. It's Florida. You got to understand, man.
And on the other side,
Florida's going to Florida where Florida wants to Florida.
I get it, but I'm gonna on the other side of the coin, right? I talked and I mentioned this in the chat when you guys were on last week. We literally booked a flight for after the mask mandate was going to be over because my son is autistic and we didn't want to fight with, the flight attendants, right? So then they put it back on and we literally canceled the flight and they're gonna drive back. So I blew $2,000. Like it's gone.
It must be nice.
Okay. It's believe me, this is not something I'm happy about. But like she's not gonna go through that again. Because he screams that we have a hard enough time keeping his shoes on him. And we were like, you know what? We've been on a plane with him before with the mask. It's hard. It's not his fault. We tried. this is, if you're an anti-masker and you're hearing this, oh, that makes all masks bad. No, you're an idiot for even thinking that. Completely different conversation.
Especially if you're from Florida.
But especially if you're from Florida or Texas. But like, hey, we booked that flight on purpose. And for this older lady, when I was on my flight back, I sat down in my seat and I had my mask like down around here, right? And I was like, and I was drinking my pop, and the lady who was next to me, an older lady, probably about 70, she looked at me very kindly and she said, "Would it be all right if you pulled your mask up when you're done with your drink? I just want to make sure, I just want to ask." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I pulled it up over my face and I wore it for the flight because she asked me to do it. If she hadn't, maybe I would have kept it all. I don't know what I would have done, right? Because I didn't have to wear it, and I'm vaccinated, and I've seen the science on the planes, and it looks decent to me. So I was like, this is not me saying we need a mask mandate on an airplane. This is me saying the effective way that this was carried out was ludicrous.
Florida. That you should have taken out ludicrous and used the adjective Florida.
Anyway,
or
that's
Texas. Either one of those two will work.
That's my
Florida,
rant.
If you preface something dumb with a Texas man or a Florida judge, then everything else makes sense.
And let me just say this to the comment in the chat that says masks are useless and dumb. Flo, let me tell you this. I'll tell you what. You come over to my house, brother. Okay, we'll sit at the kitchen table, and I will give you a choice. I can spit at you with a mask on my face or without. Which do you choose? And don't give me the.
Man, those droplets are huge, dude.
Yeah, and
those
don't give me the.
Dude, they're different, dude. They're different types of droplets, man.
And I know what he's gonna say. So stop typing it now. I wouldn't let you spit on me because we'd fight. Not the point, right? Not the point. Should I spit with my face covered or without?
And I think that the Petri dish analogy or experiment worked very well, where the person, the scientist, breathed into a Petri dish with no mask, and then breathed into a Petri dish with the mask, and sat them shits down and let them sit for a few days and saw what happened.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've done tests by running a hose at a cloth mask, and then measuring the amount of water that hit the blanket behind the pad behind it, and it's like 94% less. So
man,
it's
that's a stupid liberal test, man. That's a communist Marxist test. Fucking Buddhist, man.
I knew it.
I don't.
That science is that's
I don't
no
understand
man. That science that science is liberal, man.
I don't understand.
Scientific method is a liberal propaganda tool.
Obviously.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, why? We wear pants, but maybe we shouldn't, because if I fart, the fart still gets out.
Right. Here's my thing. How many generations of people have said cover your cough? Right?
I always told them, I was told
cover your mouth when you sneeze.
When I was little, I told them, hey, fuck you, my freedoms, all right?
Right.
Yeah.
My sneeze, my choice.
Hey, you know what? Did you know?
Cover your mouth when you sneeze, because I don't want your droplets getting all over me.
If you don't like it, you fucking leave
a mask
America.
Doesn't work.
Did you know that people who own guns are still robbed?
Wow.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people get their guns from, is they steal them from other people.
Yeah. So, why should I own a gun? I should give it up because it doesn't work in stopping the robbery. Doesn't work. It's ineffective. Everyone knows.
Seatbelts don't work, dude. Fuck a seatbelt, man.
Helmets are stupid.
Still gonna get in an accident, dude.
That's actually a really good one with motorcycle helmets. Like, people on motorcycle dies from with or without a helmet. Yeah, so maybe I'll just not wear one.
Hey, the seven
makes
staples in my head tell me different.
So it's like, look, I get people don't like them, right? Like, and I'm with you.
I get it too. Yeah, I don't like it.
But don't say stupid shit.
Right. Here's the thing. As a personal trainer, athletic performance coach, I talk all the fucking time. So when we had mask mandates in our facility and I had to teach classes and stuff, that shit got hard after a while because you get all that moisture on your mask.
Mhm.
But I still understood that I am trying to protect myself and others, you know? And it's like people are just freedom, 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 freedom. But then on by the same token, you're an American. Act like an American. We're all in this together. Unless you want me to wear a fucking mask.
Yeah, and like a couple weeks ago, unrelated to COVID,
Mm-hmm.
I was
Debatable.
we have yeah,
Will
it is
be.
debatable. Maybe related to valley fever. Actually, very related to valley fever. Which is you got to look it up if you don't know what that is. It's
Is
a
it a regional
California.
disease?
It's a Central California thing. Okay.
Oh,
It's
This
there's no
brought
cure.
you. This brought to you by our friends at California Fever.
The so valley fever is something you get
Oh,
when
shit.
you get
Valley Fever.
a lot of dust, agricultural dust in your lungs. Okay. So I live in an agricultural area. There's a lot of oil and ag here, a lot of drilling. It's super dusty here. Like you wouldn't believe the amount of dust that accumulates outside, like on the grill and on our chairs and stuff like that, just in like 2 days. It's astonishing. But so I blow with my leaf blower. I blow the concrete, right? I blow the concrete because I'm like into
I
concrete.
think
hey,
concrete is.
you on my strange addiction, dude.
I think concrete is like code for something like hard. Maybe.
Yes,
I don't know.
very hard. Yes.
He blows the
Hard.
hard stuff. Okay,
his-
I got you. I got you.
His real name is
Like the-
Joe, but I
to the
call him
Bears.
I call him concrete. So
Never met concrete.
but but like so I'm blowing the yard and
That must be the concrete's friend, the yard.
And we're 12. We're 12.
you can't say this. All right. I'm leaf blowing the yard and all the dust is getting kicked up in the air. And you know how like you have the trees in the yard and the sunlight shines through it. So like I can see all this dust. So I grabbed, I can already feel I'm breathing this dust in. I put on a cheap little cloth mask and I'm like, I'd rather wear this. When I took that mask off, it was black
Mm-hmm.
with dust.
Why you say it like that? Why you say it with
So-
such vitriol in you?
It was
Black.
because it
was
wasn't just black. It was African American. Okay.
black.
It was an African American mask. But the but like the point is,
Figured that would go worse.
did I want that stuff in my lungs?
Why
Right.
not, man? If
You
you're
know-
an American, you take it.
If it, maybe 5% of it still got in my lungs, but that means 95% didn't. You know what I mean? Like anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So one of you guys close off this. Just I want your thoughts on like the mask mandate on the plane. So take a minute or so each, and then we'll play the music again, I guess, because Haas has to go early today.
Put your damn mask back on and stop complaining.
Or, as they say, quit being a bitch.
Yeah, mask up.
You girly man.
You already know what time it is, so
We're here to pump.
I mean, and there's yet another variant, of course. So
because they keep letting it mutate because they don't know how to
they
fucking
keep
stay.
letting it mutate. Mutations aren't real though, right? Right, Flo? That's just a money grab.
Yeah, evolution's not real either.
Mm-mm.